Well, it seems that Angel Reese's comments about the Chicago Sky organization and her teammates did not go over well. Annie Costabile, front office sports insider, is reporting that the damage may be irreparable between the Sky and Reese, given what Reese had to say, where she called out some of her teammates, she called out her coach, she tried to put pressure on the organization to make big free agent signings in order to keep her. And now they're calling into question her conduct off the court. The whole thing is messy and seems like it could reach the point of no return. Not that it is, but who would have thought, going into this season, the possibility of seeing Angel Reese in a new uniform already would be on the table. And I certainly don't think you can rule that out after Angel aired her feelings out publicly and they weren't well received by her team. So that's the basic situation right now that they're facing in Chicago. And the quotes, some of them I read to you earlier, but here they are. This is from the Front Office Sports article. I'll link that below. To multiple WNBA executives who spoke to Front Office Sports characterized Reese's comments on her teammates as unprecedented. While conversations about roster construction and necessary changes happen frequently internally, it's rare for a player to air them publicly. Reese's motor, rebounding, and defense have been heralded by executive and coaches across the league, but multiple league sources told Front Office Sports their view is that some franchises will weigh her skills on the court against her conduct off of it. That is a heavy bit of words right there. That is used with purpose. That was given on purpose to be put into the universe. In Chicago, Reese was handed the keys to a losing franchise. The Sky went 13-27 in a rookie season, failing to make the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. They are currently 12th in league standings heading into the final week of the season. On a championship contending team, Reese would be the third or fourth option. Multiple league executives said at Front Office Sports. Another one shot across the bow. There is a belief among some sources that Reese's future in Chicago may not be reparable. So, them some words in her direction after she brought words in the Sky's direction, of course. And there was more. Her teammates were not happy. A team meeting is planned to address it directly. I mean, again, what were some of the things like that she wished Tyler Marsh coached harder, that they can't rely on Courtney Vandersloot. And look, the Sky organization has a reputation as being a miserable one, and they have made failures at the top. There is no question. So some of what Reese is saying is the truth. It's just the tact that is going to come under scrutiny here. These things can be done without just putting everybody on blast, especially when you're a part of it. Because let's be real, Angel missed a big chunk of this season too. She even called out the Golden State Valkyries, who I do think have more talent than the Sky. She said that she looks at them, doesn't think they have more talent. I do think they have more talent than the Chicago Sky. They just did a good job scouting. They did a good job in the expansion draft. Temi Fagbenle and Salon, who they pick up, and Burton and the players they identify. Martin taking a leap. A lot of talent there, and they're incredibly well coached. But when you call your teammates out like that publicly and take no individual accountability, it could be an issue. It could be an issue. And a couple of those sentences there, again, are important. Off the court, which is alleging, I don't know, but alleging that Angel Reese is doing some things that aren't making people too happy in the organization, the franchise, the team. I don't know if it's team. I don't know if it's suits, who it is. And I don't know exactly what conduct, that's a pretty broad term, but nonetheless. And then the third or fourth option on a contending team, meaning executives don't see her as the face of a franchise, which is kind of what she's been in Chicago. And I think Angel has taken a big leap this year in a lot of regards after starting the season very slow, not finishing near the basket very well. And that's been a common critique of her. But she's tried to develop that face-up game. She's tried to develop as a distributor, a lot of turnovers, but I give a little bit of a pass with that, given the roster construction and given the learning curve there. She got better around the rim. I like when she plays in like a small ball 5 alignment. I think it sort of amplifies her skills. But I've always talked about her in terms of like when I've used the word role player, people get pissed off. And I didn't ever mean it as an insult because she's already an all-star. And she can be when I was saying like a superstar kind of role, like at the all-star game, she played so well because she's playing off of others. And I'm assuming that's kind of what the executives are saying, rather than a player that you can rely upon to get buckets or construct offense around or be the focal point of the team. Chicago Sky coach Tyler Marsh also spoke on this before their game. I think they got the Connecticut Sun, and here's what he said.
I haven't read the whole article. I've seen bits and pieces from it. Um, so we are aware of it. We're aware of it. Addressing it in house is currently speaking, and so that's where I'll stay right now. I think that Angel has shown a commitment to wanting to be here. I think that we as an organization continue to show a commitment that we want people that want to be here, and that we're developing and setting and laying a foundation here. That we want to be sustainable, where we're able to be a premier destination for all players, and so that's kind of where we're at. I haven't read the whole article.
So that was Tyler
Bits and
Marsh
pieces from it.
and what he had to say. Look, Angel did say she wants to stay there, and that was said with a bit of a veiled threat, though. Said with a bit of a veiled threat where she basically implied that if they don't make the changes, she's out the door. And look, you could take that how you want to take it. This entire situation is about to get messier. Of course, Angel is going to be asked about it now. Her teammates will probably be asked about it now. And at this juncture, you have to consider the possibility that she's playing her final games with the Chicago Sky down the stretch of this season. They've only got a few more left. They've been basement dwellers, and she doesn't want to be at the bottom. I get that too. And she's got a lot of, brand power and all that. I get that too. But point differential, Sky are dead last. They're just in front of the Wings in the loss column for worst record in the league. So things are going from bad to worse in Chicago. And it seems like a divorce could be fast-tracked here. That was quite a bombshell toward the end of the WNBA season. It's never a league lacking in drama. And Angel herself is a bit of a lightning rod. In this case, she brought it on herself, right? Because she could, even if you, and I'm not even upset about her comments. I'm not railing against them. Again, I didn't react that strongly to them in the moment. But you have to be aware when you put your organization, your coach, and your teammates like that on blast publicly, they ain't gonna be happy about it. They're gonna be like, "Okay, Angel, let's go. Let's make those changes," you said. I mean, and that's what I mean by brought it on herself. I mean, this is a mess that she created, perhaps on purpose. Who knows? Perhaps, to either incentivize action, which was kind of the directly stated method, or to incentivize change, either within the team or with her situation.